Hey, thanks for checking out my vlog. So, today, usually, like, as I decreed the other day, usually I would be either writing or editing, first thing in the morning. However, I kind of missed that mark a little bit. I wound up getting really distracted by, social media again. It happens a lot more often than what I'd like to admit. I just admitted it. Okay then. Anyway, but yeah. Fortunately, I don't have to go into work until 3, so there is that. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, and what I'm doing right now is I've got that mug that I'm gonna try to see about mailing out to Matthew Santoro. And I'm gonna go ahead and see which mailing service is going to be best for it. So yeah, let's go ahead and check this out. Alright, so FedEx will totally do this for either 29 bucks if I fill out some paperwork and set up an account with them for free, or if I wanted to go express, first class, whatever like that, with no account, it'd be 96 bucks. That one's kind of a no-brainer, honestly. You know, saving that shit ton of money for a little bit of, like, literally 2 sheets of paperwork that I would have to fill out. That's a no-brainer. But I want to make sure. I'm going to go probably to UPS and USPS, both right here. I'm in Centennial Park right now, and I'm gonna make sure that, you know, that there's not that much of a price difference. Make sure, you know, that I'm covering all the bases. Make sure I'm not missing out on anything. UPS, I'm being quoted or estimated a very vague 20-some bucks. Okay. Just flat out 20, probably a 20 some odd buck range, dollar range. Okay, moving on to USPS and see what they can tell me. Alright, so USPS can do it for 11 bucks with some credential paperwork. Literally, it's really, really small. There's like literally almost no paperwork whatsoever. I'm really surprised that there's that much of a price difference between everybody, and including, I'm also separating how much of a price difference there is between FedEx's with no paperwork versus with paperwork. That's a huge difference, and you know, I'm wondering why and how. Anyway, so I don't know. I'm questioning it. So if history's telling me one thing, it's, you know, if I have questions, get them answered. I guess my first question is, you know, the service part of it. You know, the customer service part of it, making sure that it gets to the right person. Because obviously, if it doesn't, I'm screwed. So yeah, I'm gonna do some research, and I guess just to see who's more reliable with it. Of course, there is always the idea that the ones that are more expensive are supposedly the ones that are more reliable. That's probably true about 7 times out of 10. 7 or 8 times out of 10. So, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go back home. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off on the research until tonight whenever I get off work. Right now it is almost 1, so I've got an hour and a half to concentrate on doing the logo for doing my logo for any video that I do. So, I'm going to go ahead and concentrate on that, because, again, this is something that I have not yet worked with, so I need as much tinker time with it as possible, and even an hour and a half is still something at least. I'm just getting my feet wet with it. Alright, so I'm back home now, and I'm basically gonna settle in for the night. Gonna concentrate a little bit, see about expanding a little bit more on. I think I'm gonna try to expand a little bit more on my mini series in the law, short series, mini series, whatever you want to call it. It's basically a bunch of short movies that are tied into each other, and each one of them different. Yeah, I've talked about it plenty. One thing though that I thought about earlier today, a couple of points on Fort Wayne Dark Star's Brightest Days, which I'm still, it's been paused basically for right now. First thing is I have no idea what I'm supposed to do right now to get a drum kit, because I could either spend, I could either try to try desperately and insanely hard to save up the money that I would need, which would, from what I can tell, be upwards of thousands to tens of thousands of dollars to get an electronic kit, which is probably what I should do, for the sake of, first of all, easily being able to record onto my computer, and second of all, for the sake of being able to drum at any given time, with the fact that I'm living in a house with my family. The other part to it is that with an electronic drum kit, it's not as easy to simply be able to buy, it in pieces, and that's what I need to do for it financially, is to be able to afford it in pieces. And I just don't see me being able to reasonably save up money in any sort of time frame whatsoever, and especially that much. So there's that. Now, I would be able to, buy an acoustic set in pieces, because acoustic sets are made to be in pieces like that. The problem with that is, again, of course, it would be very loud, and I would only be able to play it certain times. And on top of that, you've also got the fact that I would still need to look into recording equipment and software, which would then cost more money. So, I'm not sure yet. It's a win-win, lose-lose either way I go. I'm still trying to figure these things out. One thing that I know keeps on entering my head, and I'm still trying to look for this, is somebody to heavily invest in me. And it's just the idea that, that's basically what it boils down to, is that I need to find somebody who can heavily invest in me and be able to, supply me with what I need to be able to provide them with what they want. I am striving to become a business, and striving to, be a reliable service, but I can't do that on, I can't do that on just simply what I've got going right now. I've got to find a way to get out of this rut, basically is what I'm saying. And every video project that I get is a step in the right direction because, again, it puts my name out there and everything like that. So, I'm happy to do any video project. I really am. Just that I still do need some heavy investment. So, anyway, yeah, that's basically it.